Hello guys, welcome to the third episode of Lumion 10 tutorial. In this episode, we will learn how to group our models and how to arrange them inside our workspace. First, we will select one of our models here. And pay attention. In previous episode, as I said, we just need to click on any of these objects, for example this building, or even one of these villa house, and we can place them by clicking. And we could use Control to place them in mesh. But Control is not good for buildings as big as this, but it's good for trees, to create trees in group. And if you remember, if we hold Control and V, the size will change randomly. But in this part, we want to use one of these buildings, and we want to place them in order in one line. Let's choose mass placement. We show the way and we show the number. We can change the direction, so we have the correct direction of them. We can select randomize direction and it will randomize it. You can usually use that for trees, or randomize the space between them, or randomize them in offset. You usually use this for trees and bushes and figures. But for now we use them in one line and learn how we can add another one. So we choose and we add them just like that. And like this, we create diversity between them. And as you can see, the space between them is good. And if we increase the numbers, distance between them will also decrease. Like that. So we had the first part, and the second part we repeat the same process. It's like that we have an urban space. And if we were loading a street here and then place these areas, we would easily create an urban street here. Let's do the same thing at the same time. And let's place the street here and do the rest. But before that, let's review our placement here. If we choose cluster, it's being used in order to place mass objects. If you use cluster and we choose nature, for example one tree, and like that, we can just paint it on our landscape and we can simply erase it like that. And you can choose the density here like that. So we reduce the density and completely random, it will happen in any place that we just do it. So we can have a collection here just like that. Now let's open AutoCAD and import a street inside our design. For designing, the first thing that we need to do is to change the unit into millimeter if you're using curved lines, and if you're using vertical and horizontal line, meter. So millimeter is for sure better. So we choose millimeter and we start designing. we design one line on 0 and 0, and we can, instead of using line, we can just choose box. We place 0 and 0, and then we define the length of it. For example, if it's millimeter, so 2000 millimeter is 20 meter. And I want 200 meter. And the width of our street is 12 meter, which means 12,000 millimeter. And we'll do 1000 for the height. You need to choose layering and add material on it. So we just layer it right now, and we add some material next to it. And next to it, we'll add a sidewalk with the width of 2 meter, like that. We do the same thing for both sides. And we can consider a greenery next to our street. So we can just add these as a section, just a little bit, half a meter with 10 centimeter height. So I'm going to copy them randomly so I can do them much faster. And we can increase the number of them. And again, we select them, we mirror them just like that. We choose another layer for the surface underneath our buildings. And as you can see, we add this layer just like that. Create a mirror, so we place it on the other side as well. So we just create a very simple street. We press Ctrl S to save it. Let me save it first. And now the thing that we want to do is to model it. But that's not our topic here. And if you like, I can upload a tutorial for AutoCAD modeling completely on YouTube. So you can learn more from that tutorial. So we choose a new model, we create another layer, we import, and we choose the area that we want. So we can place it with a simple click on our landscape, and now let's add some material to it. Here I can choose wet asphalt, which means that it's been raining recently. We use a stone flooring for this both sides, so we can place our buildings there. And for our walkway, we can use a stone as well. And for our greenery, we can add some 3D grass. And as you can see, Super easy, we just did that. And in object, we select our buildings and we select it till the end. And as you can see, it just happened like that. I prefer to keep it simple and not to add many different types of building, which is at most like 2 types of building. If you hold shift for choosing the angle, you can do it much easier. So we just did that, and if we select each one of them, you can see the properties for the building. And in properties, you can change the color of the building to the one that you like. And as you can see, we can completely change that. Again, we choose place and mass placement for here. We click to the end. As you can see, very easy. We're placing our building inside this area. If the direction of them is correct, well, nothing. If it's not, you can just change it. And again, we use select. We can change the color of some of the buildings. Just like that. And as you can see, we are creating an urban neighborhood here. We can choose nature, we choose place, and we choose paint placement. We add a group of tree in background. This will help our design to have a very good background. It depends on the RAM and the graphic card that you use to add more or less greenery. When we delete trees that are inside the building, in the areas that are closer to the shot and you render, you can use fine detail nature to add more detail to the design. And make sure to change the direction of them randomly so it looks more natural. Like that. So next to it we add some greenery as well. Now let's choose mass placement, because this area that we have in front of the building, we want to place some trees. But let's make it a little diverse and have different type of trees. We just need to change the page and just click on it and we can add it to the tree type that we have already. So So like that, we can just increase the number of them. Let's delete that tree and add this one. We can use this tree type of tree, and that's enough for us. And those areas that you add some fine detail, you can remove the stuff close to them to make them stand out a little more. And it can create a better area for you. Or just move them around and place them at the place that you want. So the trees that block the view, you can just change the placement like that. And as you can see, it will really help us to create a good urban area. And one other thing, imagine each one of these buildings have fence around them. And we want to separate the sidewalk from the building with this fence. So we go to outdoor library, we go to fence, and we choose some of the fence. So there is a thing here that if we need to do them one by one or do them all together. And remember to remove previous items. And as you can see, we just add some fence here. And if we hold Control, we connect them to the next one. And with adding Control, you can add your fence like that. We can have this and remove one for the opening. As you can see, it's very simple to add some fence around the building. And because I cannot see the houses on the back, I can use one technique, which is just copy the fence that I just did and use it for other houses. So with a very simple control, we can change the layer of this building. For example, we place it in the second layer. We turn off the second layer. And with very simple control, we can select this fence. And while we did it, we hold Alt and we use it one in between for houses. If we add just a couple of them in the picture that we want, it's enough. And it will create a good view for us. We turn off the layer again, and as you can see, it looks really good now. And here we add a line to the end of the walkway, just like that. Remove it and we increase the number of fans so it will completely close the area. Like that. And now pay attention. The objects that you place in your environment, you can search them. For example, you want lemon tree, you can search lemon. Here we type lemon tree and it will bring and load lemon tree for you. If you want to cancel and use it one by one, you can just do it like that. We can increase the size of the tree with scale, like that. And as you can see, our landscape is shaping. I like to add some bush as well in our design. Let's go to plants, select some bush, or we can go to grass and select some grass. From this part, very easy, just like that, we add our grass to the environment. And remember to remove other objects so it don't get messy. And we repeat the same process for every space. As you can see, we are creating a very good landscape without using anything super complicated. And imagine you're just doing it for your project. There was a time that I was using this for my city landscape project. I will teach you guys some of the techniques that I'm using in my project as well later on. So we've finished this part, and now we want to add some city equipment. For example, some lighting, some trash can, or different type of things. You can select it and click and drag it to the end. And click here, we remove fence, we decrease the space between them, increase the space between them, and it will turn out like that. And next to it, we can use some trash can also. So we add this, we add some trash can also. We make them to happen randomly. As you can see, their base and their stand is wrong because of the size of the environment. And it placed a little higher. And the good thing is that we are in outdoor, we hold control, we select all of them, and again we move them and we place them on the ground. And because it's being placed on a new host, it will be placed above it. So we select all of them. You need to be careful with your selection. And then move it behind the grass. So previously it was happening on the grass that we did. And we can choose transportation, select some trees, and click from this area. We say from this part we go to the other one, we change the direction. Randomize them a little bit. Add different type of car. So it will have some diversity between them. You just need to select cars. You can place the driver inside it, change the color, turn off the light, and other option. So just like that, we turn off the light, we show the driver, and we change the color. We select car, and we choose mass placement, and this time we'll go to the opposite direction. This time we'll increase the number of them. Now we just need to Select all of the cars and turn off the light for all of them. And as you can see, our urban space is shaping right now. And you can add figures just like that in your design. So we select people, and we can use 2D citizens for our design. Usually 3D citizens will be used for animation. And for this shot, we just need 2D people, and it's enough. And to be cautious, we move them so they place on the ground completely. So it has colorize, and you can take the color or change the color just like that. We use them as it is. Our view is almost complete, and we create an urban design. Very easy, you can enter photo and you can create a render from this design. We select one of the styles, for example, overcast. We choose real sky. We change heading. Later on I will explain about those much more, but for now we will just choose some options to do that. So here I explained placement for you guys, and now let's move to another thing. And you want to, for example, add a collection in one area. For example, next to this building, we want to add some outdoor furniture. We go to outdoor, we choose furniture, and let's choose a table. A wooden table. We just use single placement. And next to it, we can add some simple chair as well. We rotate them one by one, like that. We can even add some objects on the table as well. We go to the kitchen, we can add some plate, or create some realistic area. So each person got its own breakfast. We can move them to the suitable place that we want. And again, we go to the decoration and let's place a plant pot on the table. Or it could be smaller. Let's delete it and select another one. And add something else next to it. We go to kitchen, we add some plates. And as I said, and be careful with the placement. placing details is really important. And remember, we want to just get a render from this one. And if you want to have a wider shot with more distance, doing them is not necessary. And all it will do, it will put pressure on your graphic card and your RAM. So for close-up, it really helps your design to pay attention to small details like that. Well, and I have a reason that I'm placing all of these objects. So we have all of these objects, and I want to rotate all of them. We hold Control, select all of them, and we rotate them all together. And if you select all, you can choose furniture as well to just rotate them all together. We undo, we go to back as it was. Let's select them all, hold Control, and we select Add Card Selection to the group. Now they are all in a group, and now as they are in a group, they will turn together. They will copy together, they will turn together, and it won't get messed up. Now if you want to use them in other spaces, we can just select them, choose the group and press Alt and place them in the places that we want. And now they are being copied as a group. And imagine you are working on a restaurant project with a lot of detail and you need to place each table. You can just do it like that. So in this area, if we choose one of them, we can ungroup it or we can just edit it. For example, I can just delete one of them and select it like that. I can ungroup it or I can save it. And I can save this object with a name in a space that I want. When you select Place Object, for example, there is one and you have Load Group. So very easy, you can group this area and you can load them inside this project or in another project. For example, if you create a set for your bed or create a set for your room or your lunch table, you can just save them and use them on different projects later on. I hope you enjoyed this episode and it was helpful for you. And be sure to share your projects online with me so we can do corrections on them. Be well.